She's a Mona Lisa.
Hi! So I'm back in another video. For this one, I'll be making a plaid dress. Before I get to the pattern for this dress, I just want to mention something that if you use my patterns for my videos, give me credit that the pattern you got from was me. That's all I asked for, because it takes me some time to make patterns. And the reason why I'm mentioning this is because I saw this YouTuber that I normally watch who does t-shirt transformations and has really great DIYs and sewing videos. I saw a video and it said DIY milk top that she made, and thumbnail for it was a top that looked almost exactly like my DIY ruched crop top. So I clicked on it thinking maybe, I don't know, she did something a little bit different. And so I clicked on it and I watched through it, and almost everything was exactly the same. Like, she explained it a little bit better than I did. And since I'm not very well known, YouTube, it made me really upset that she took my pattern and she just put it on a YouTube channel and she claimed it as hers, when it was mine. It's clearly mine. You can go compare them if you want yourself. So yeah, I just want to mention, just please give me credit if you use my patterns. Anyways, let's just get into the sewing video, and hopefully it's super easy for you to follow and you can make your own dress for summer. So let's get to the pattern. We're gonna make the pattern first. Okay, so these are the pattern pieces we're gonna be making. We're first gonna start on the upper front. We first mark the seam allowance sides, which are 0.5 seam allowances. And then we will mark the bottom of it, which will be our underbust. So we measure around, mine was 30, and then you divide by 2 to get 15. Next, we're just going to envision the front part as a rectangle to help us. And to get the length of the top, we need to find this measurement first. And so we're just going to measure from on top of the bust to beneath it. And I got 4, then you add an inch of seam allowance. So that'll be 5. And then next we find out how deep our scoop neck we want it to be, and mine was 3. And now we can find the length of the top. And so all you do is 5 plus 3, and then you get 8 inches for the length. And then you go up 3, up to the other side, and then over 3 on the top, over 3 on the top, and then between those 3 on the top, you find the middle, and then you just mark everything together. And then don't forget the side seams. Now this is our front body. This top measurement is going to be our under bust, so that was 15. And then we will measure from underneath our bust to our natural waistline, and I got 4. Now we measure how long we want our dress, so measure from your waist to however long, and measure your waist now. Mine is 27, and then you divide by 2, and I got 13.5. And then the next measurement, we'll need to go from our natural waist, not our belly button, to the top of our crotch to figure out where the widest part of our hips are on the pattern. And then we will measure our hips, the widest part of our hips. So don't forget to measure around the fullest part of your butt. And then this dress is gonna not be tight around the bottom, so it'll just go straight down. And then add a 1/2 inch seam allowance all the way around the sides of the dress, and at the bottom will be an inch seam allowance for when we hem the dress. So this is the back body part. We'll take the measurement from the upper front and front body, and that'll just make up the back body part. So the first part of it is going to be 3 inches, then 4 inches, and then the length of your dress that you want it. And now this is going to be the under bust measurement from a 4, which was 15 inches, and then our waist measurement. And we just do everything that we did basically for the front body, except we added in that 3 inches from the upper front of the dress. I have like a little technique hack that you can use when cutting out the scoop neck to make it look even. So basically just keep on cutting till you get to the middle point, and then just fold this piece over, connect it to the other point, and then cut across. And now we're gonna move on to the straps, and then we're gonna sew these front pieces together. We're gonna do right sides facing each other, and we're just gonna fold it over. I'm gonna be sewing like really close over here, so maybe it's like an inch. Like, and you might be thinking a waste of fabric, but when you're a beginner, this is honestly so much easier. I have my straps. So as you can see, there's a lot of excess fabric, so I'm just gonna cut it off. Cut through one side of the fabric, not both. So my hole. Push at the back. Push it. And then like keep on cinching it in. Like this. Just cinching it. Oh, there. So there. And then you should just start pulling at it. And then that's how you know you're good. And just continue for a little bit more. Now we're going to put the straps inside of here. Inside of here. So just take off a layer. Be careful of how much you're extending outwards. The other pattern on top with the good sides facing inwards. Match everything back up. Zigzag stitch from here, up here, across, and leave ½ an inch of seam allowance. So just gonna grab it, get to the corners, and then just gently tug on it to get it out of its like a corner. Okay. So it's looking pretty good. I recommend you just cut it off right here, because as you can see the sewing is right there. When you flip it around, there's all this excess fabric. So I recommend just cutting it off like that. Today is a new day. So I started sewing the dress yesterday, but then I had to do some stuff and I didn't get to finish it. But I will finish it today. So I have my 3 pieces. Here's the top part, the straps. This part is the front body part. And then on my back panel, this is the front piece. We're gonna get our front top part. As you can see, there's no lines on the straps, but then this one has lines. So now we're gonna face the good sides together. So now this is the bad side, and the good sides are facing inwards. And so now we're just gonna zigzag stitch. I just sewed it right here, all the way across. So now we can just flip it over like this, and this is what we get. Now we just have to sew the straps to the back part. We're gonna seamlessly put in the straps, like what we did here. Like you see how we flipped it inside out, then you get seamless straps. We're gonna do that for placing it in the back straps. So I was watching, I think her channel is Bambi Fashion. I just watched like her sewing dresses video for like ideas. To make the straps look seamless like the front part, what we're gonna do is we're gonna get our back piece. We're just gonna cut this out, but only for 1 inch, maybe to here. And do the same for the other side, and then just cut all the way across. And then we put it on top, just match the corners up. So now before we sew it across here, the ½ inch seam allowance, place the straps inside of here. Before you sew the straps in, you want to make sure that they're right length for you. I have my the front part of my dress. This is the wrong side, so that means the good side's facing in. Good side, good side. And now you're just gonna take your strap here, and you're gonna put it underneath this fabric here, and then leave like a little bit at the top, And I'm gonna go over 3 inches for my straps, or 2.5. It's really up to you. And just do a zigzag stitch across with 1/2 inch seam allowance. Also, when you're putting in the straps, try not to get them twisted. So just go to the bottom and then just go upwards and just make sure that they're facing the right way and they're not tangled. Same with this one, just go upwards. And yeah, just make sure that they're facing. Just sewed in the straps. So you see how it's sticking up? You don't want that. You want it to look very straight and not sticking out everywhere. So what we're gonna do is, if you look at this, you see the seam allowance here? We are going to lift it up, and then we're gonna sew it right on this. And when you turn around, it should be on the facing part, not the dress. See, it's laying way better. It's not popping up everywhere. Next thing to do is just to sew the side seams of the front of the dress and the back of the dress. So just match up. So this one here goes right here. So I just finished sewing the side seams, as you can see. Sewing the side seams. Last step is to just hem your dress. So just fold this up about 1 inch. And then just do 1/2 inch seam allowance, and you're done. And then you can iron everything out.
She's a Mona Lisa. Everyone's lining up to see her.